So we are in the inner city of Johannesburg right now, and we are busy with the 10 Days of Hope, which is an outreach where a bunch of people come and live in Hulebrouw in the inner city of Johannesburg, taking part in life here and experiencing also a part of South Africa that a lot of people don't often get to experience. Now, I want to start with a story. I had a friend during varsity who sadly passed away during the COVID pandemic. And once we went on an outreach together to a place in Botswana in the middle of nowhere. And one morning he was busy brushing his teeth with his electric toothbrush. And some of the children were standing around looking at his toothbrush, admiring it and everything. And he was, playing with it and scaring them with it. And everybody ran and laughed, and it was all a good time. Until about 20 minutes later, he discovered that his toothbrush is gone, that it had been stolen. And it was quite clear, who had taken his toothbrush. And he came to me that day, and I remember him telling me how angry he is and how much it pains him that we come to this place and we help the people and we try and serve them and build relationships with them, and still the kid stole his toothbrush. Later that day, a lot of time has passed. I came into the dressing room and I found this friend of mine sitting on the floor, and he was crying and tears was literally running down his face. So I asked him what had happened, and he shared a story with me. He said that he was sitting outside by the fire and he was angry with the kids. He was so angry at them at the moment for stealing his toothbrush. And then he prayed and he asked God to just for a moment to let him see the kids the way that he sees them. And in that moment, he said he couldn't contain the emotion anymore. And he started crying. And his heart was breaking. And he cried and he cried. And he had to actually remove himself from where he was and go and sit in the room because the emotions was just too much. Now, our theme for the week here, 10 Days of Hope, is Feel What I Feel. And the idea behind it is that we serve a God who feels. A God who feels for human beings. I want to read a passage from the book of Hebrews. It's Hebrews chapter 4 from verse 14, and it goes as follows. Let us then hold firmly to the faith we profess, for we have a great high priest who has gone into the very presence of God, Jesus, the Son of God. Our high priest is not one who cannot feel sympathy for our weakness. On the contrary, we have a high priest who was tempted in every way that we are, but did not sin. We have a God who feels deeply about us, a God whose heart breaks for our hearts. We sing the song Hosanna, and there's a line in the song that says, "Break my heart for what breaks yours." Now I think maybe if we start praying that song every day and we start praying these words, break my heart for what breaks yours, and allowing ourselves to start feeling what God feels, to start seeing people the way God feels, to start having empathy and compassion with people, I think the world is going to be a completely different place. We live in a time where people don't want to feel anymore, where we move so quickly and we try and distract ourselves from feelings, and we numb our feelings and our anxiety and our pain by keeping busy, by keeping distracted, and by doing things and not feeling deeply anymore. Maybe this is something we need to relearn as a society. Maybe we need to rediscover what it means to feel. And when we feel, we can actually start having empathy, and we can start treating people the way that God would want us to treat one another. My prayer for you is that you will rediscover what it means to feel. That you would pray this prayer, break my heart for what breaks yours, and that it will become an anthem in your life as well. Let us as the church learn what it means to feel. Amen.